Hey everybody, it's Dan with Pain For You. Today's video, I'm shooting indoors for two reasons. First of all, it's crazy windy again, and this is a really important topic, so I don't want it to be messed up by all that wind noise coming through the audio. Second of all, I'm doing a little bit of reading, just wanted to make it a little bit more comfortable. So, today's topic is connecting the dots. Do I have TMS? All right, this is really important because so many times the first question anybody asks is, do I have TMS? And so, yes, there are self-assessments, and I just kind of want to talk you through some of the aspects of those assessments. So, before I do that, everybody seems to like the breathing. So, feet on the floor, get yourself centered, breathe in the confidence. Breathe out the fear. And by the end of this video, you'll feel hopefully more confident in the fact that you likely have TMS, that your body's fine. So, breathe in the smiles. Breathe out the anger. Okay, so do I have TMS? Let's connect some dots here. So, one of the first things I like to do is just say, how was your life when the pain or symptoms started? Right? What was going on? Any major stressors, deaths, divorces, breakups, whatever it may be. Take a good hard look. Any major household moves? Did you move your family? Did you move personally? Change of jobs? Birth of a child? Things of these sorts oftentimes have something to do with it. Big fight with somebody. So what was your life like at the time the pain started? If you can say, yeah, pretty stressful, crazy time, but my life's not like that now, so how come I still have pain? All we're trying to do is connect the dots to the start of your symptoms. So I'll also encourage you to do a pain history. In other words, what other kind of symptoms did you have throughout your life? Did you have headaches in high school, stomach aches and IBS in college? Did you have, I don't know, back pain when you had your first child? Like, look for these patterns, because sometimes they're very, very telling. So go through and write out a pain history. All the symptoms I remember having. Maybe talk to your parents if you don't remember as a kid. And then what was going on in your life at the time. Maybe you found out that you had some pain as a kid and you were getting bullied around that time. Your parents may help you out if they're still around. So what was going on at the time your symptoms first started, or at least your current ones, and then go through a pain history. Symptom, what was going on? Symptom, what was going on? This is what I like to call connecting the dots. You're basically going, yeah, stress, symptom, stress, symptom. This makes sense. Maybe I'm a TMS prone person. So also as it relates to emotions, let's connect some dots there. Are you the type to resist these emotions? Like, I don't have time to be angry, so I'll just, whatever, suck it up. I don't have time for that. Or I don't like being angry. Or, what's the meaning about you if you get angry or sad? And I do have a video called Reframe Your Emotions. And basically it's asking yourself, what does it mean about me if I get angry? Well, for me personally, if I get angry, it means I'm like my asshole father. Excuse the language, but that's what it means to me. And it also means that that emotion doesn't fit with my self-image. Because I've been told since I was a little kid, oh, Danny, you're so happy. Nothing ever bothers you. So when I got angry, it meant that doesn't fit. That's not who I am. So what do I do? Push it away. So go through that. What does it mean about you if you feel certain emotions? And do you fear your emotions? Are you afraid to get sad because you're afraid of depression because somebody in your family had depression, for decades? And so these are connecting the dots between your desire to avoid emotions, which actually tells the brain, let's repress them, let's shove them down in the basement. And if you've done any study of TMS, you'll know that the theory is that unresolved emotions, emotions we push away, emotions we automatically repress, they tend to accumulate. And as they get close to bursting into consciousness, Sarno says the pain comes as a way to distract. Other theories are that it's just an accumulation of all these negative emotions, and since we feel our emotions in our bodies, we can end up with pain. So we feel physical pain instead of the emotional pain. So connect the dots here to how you generally are with emotions. Do you hate them? Do you resist them? Do you not want to be them because it means you're crazy, you're depressed, you're whatever labels or judgments you have about yourself? So that's really important. There's also some personality or self-esteem type of questions that come up in these self-assessments. And Sarno wrote about these in his books. But do you feel like you're not enough, not good enough? Are you stressed? Need to be perfect or liked? Are you very sensitive to criticism? Are you very hard on yourself? Do you have this belief that you're not good enough and therefore you're always picking on yourself? Are you a people pleaser or overly dependable? Overcommitted? How about, amount of self-care? How much time do you actually dedicate to taking care of yourself? Sometimes these type of characteristics can lead to a lack of self-care, a lack of emotional awareness, a lack of feeling emotions, just push it away because too worried about taking care of others. And if I allow myself to get angry, somebody else might disapprove and therefore I won't be liked. And then that just confirms the fact that I'm not enough, right? And so evaluate, what am I all about? And these are also other points of connecting the dots, really important. So now let's talk about some of the pain or symptom characteristics. This is also very important. Have they been around for longer than 6 to 8 weeks? Why that? Because if there was a true injury, generally the body heals within that period of time. Oftentimes much quicker, but on the longer side, even surgeries heal within 6 to 8 weeks, and the pain dissipates. Have you had any type of intensity change, right? Meaning, does the pain get worse and then get lower? That's often an indicator of TMS. It's not the only indicator. So if your pain is pretty constant, that doesn't mean it's not TMS. Because as you'll see in this video, there's a whole bunch of other things that play into determining if you've got TMS. But one of the characteristics of the pain or symptoms is that they can go up or down, or that they can be there one day and then the next day they're either virtually gone or mostly gone. And those are characteristics of it, because if they can go up or down depending upon mood or stress or anger or fear, that's an indicator that it's the brain turning it on and off, elevating it and lowering it, not a structural cause. Because if you put, a nail through your hand, that's going to hurt at a certain level, right? So, does the pain turn on and off sometimes? That's a good indicator of the TMS being the cause. Does the location shift? Now again, that's not a required characteristics of TMS, but it is one of the, indicative characteristics. So if pain moves, with me, I had lower back pain, mostly, lower right, and sciatica pain down my right leg. But sometimes, for no rhyme or reason, it would switch, and I'd have lower back pain on the left, or sciatic pain down the left, or I'd have it in both places, across the whole back. And so that was very indicative that my issues were TMS. And again, if you don't meet all these criteria, that's okay. It still can be TMS if some of these other dots connect in such a way that it says, yeah, most likely it is. I'm missing the movement, or I'm missing the severity going up and down based on stress levels. But, if all the other things point to this stress illness called TMS, then you most likely have it. Other things, other indicators are, have you had a history of other type of symptoms that tend to be related to stress, like stomach issues, IBS, reflux, headaches like tension headaches, even ulcers. These are oftentimes stress related, and if you've got a history of that, and now you've got some other symptoms or pains very strong indicator that your brain is kind of set up to manifest these unresolved emotions in the body. So also another factor is, what have the doctors said? Dr. Schubner is really big on this key point. If you have ruled out the life-threatening, now it comes time to rule in TMS. And that's what I'm doing here with this Connect the Dots video and these notes that I've made. Because when you can rule out life-threatening and no, you're not dying. You've just got some weird symptoms that don't make sense medically, because in some cases the doctors have checked out everything, scanned everything, done all sorts of tests, and come up scratching their head going, geez, I don't know. That's also a strong indicator of TMS, because nothing else explains the type of symptoms you've got. And I did a video a while back that said, I think the overall concept was TMS is the only thing that makes sense. So if your symptoms are that type where, look, there's seemingly no medical explanation, you've been checked out, then TMS is the only thing that makes sense. So go through these things and maybe rewatch this video and kind of ask yourself, how am I doing with this? Pause it, write out your pain history, pause it, write out what was going on when your current symptoms started, and if you've gotten rid of pain, then it's come back. Okay, what was going on in your life at the time they came back? Was there any additional fears or thoughts or worries about the pain coming back that may have precipitated the pain coming back? So I love to call this connecting the dots. Do I have TMS? Let's connect the dots. When you can connect enough dots, excuse me, allergies, not COVID. So, connecting the dots, really, really important. And, if you don't want to do it through this video, it's really important to go through the self-assessments. danbuglio.com/pain test. ppdassociation.org/symptoms. There's 30 questions there that ask you similar things like this, and the more you say yes to, the more likely it is to be TMS. And the last self-assessment is available at painforyou.com. You enter your email address, you can download a self-assessment that'll walk you through most of what I just did here on the video. So if you'd like to print it out and kind of go through it, please do. But again, if you are asking yourself, do I have TMS? My answer is going to be, let's connect the dots, because I can't determine if you've got TMS because I don't know the answer to all of these questions for you. And sometimes people will look for a reason like, hey, I've only got this one pain, it never moves, it's always the same level, so it can't be TMS, right? Well, connect the dots. If all the other indicators say, yeah, it's most likely TMS, the fact that your pain doesn't move or go up and down in severity doesn't necessarily discount TMS from what's going on in your life, especially if doctors have ruled out anything else that would make sense. If there's no other reason for the pain or the symptoms besides this, then again, sometimes TMS is the only thing that really makes sense. So please let me know your thoughts. And again, I get probably 5 to 10 emails a week or private messages saying, here's my story, do I have TMS? And so this video is really to help you answer that question. It's not saying I don't want to hear from you. I love hearing from everybody. But again, generally what I do is I turn them around and say, go back and do these self-assessments, because I can't determine based on a quick email or a quick message through Facebook or a comment on YouTube if you have TMS. But the great news is you can figure that out. For anybody who is stuck saying, I need a TMS doctor to diagnose me, inevitably, they're going to do a lot of the same connecting of the dots for you, and in many cases come up with the same exact answer that you'll come up with. And TMS doctors, medical doctors, there's not that many of them. So if you're not in an area where there is no TMS medical doctor to officially diagnose you, don't sweat it, because not tracked by hard data, but my belief is the vast majority of us, and including all the ones who get better, have not seen a TMS medical doctor to be officially diagnosed with TMS. And for those who have and have been told you have TMS because all the dots have been connected and you're not dying because they've ruled out the life-threatening, many of us are still reluctant to buy into and accept TMS as the diagnosis. But what if they're wrong? What if you've connected the dots, TMS is the answer, and what if you've talked yourself out of believing it because you're fearful about the what if the doctor missed something? Or what if I am not the type who can get better? What if I'm the one of a few percent who's not going to be able to figure this stuff out? So I'll challenge you to turn that around and say, what if I am able to come to the TMS conclusion? What if I am able to figure this out and eliminate my pain, but I don't try because I don't accept the TMS connection of the dots? And I say, I don't know. I don't think that's true, or I don't think I can do it. I think you can do it. I know you can do it. If the indicators are TMS, you can absolutely get better. It just takes diving in and getting some core concepts down, and you can get better. And I teach these concepts every day in these videos. So please, if you're a little uncertain, connect the dots. And you don't need 100% of the dots to be connected to see the picture, right? You ever do the connect the dots? Let's say you leave a couple of dots out, or the lines between the dots, and you leave that out. Looking at it, you can still get a pretty good idea as to what that picture is. Maybe it's a duck, maybe it's a dog, maybe it's a house, right? Even though some of the dots are not connected, you can still get a really good idea. And when you go through several of these analyses, whether it be this video, whether it be danbuglio.com /pain test, or PPD Association /symptoms, or the downloadable one, you're going to get a really strong consensus that says, yep, TMS, TMS, TMS. You know your personality type. You know how you typically don't like dealing with emotions because they're messy and uncomfortable. So look, get that consensus and then decide, firmly decide, I've got TMS. And that's the best news ever because it means you're not broken. So let me know what you think. Please comment below. Did this video or those self-assessments really help you connect the dots and get to the point where you decide firmly, yes, I have this mind-body stress illness that's also referred to as TMS, and yes, based on that connecting of the dots and the history of so many people who have gotten better by following some of these core concepts that I teach, yes, I accept that I have it, and yes, I accept that I can beat it, and just by following some core concepts, you will. So I hope you found this helpful. Please let me know. Comment below. Share this widely. If you're on YouTube, please subscribe so you don't miss any videos. And I appreciate your paying attention and watching. But more importantly, implement. Do this stuff. Yeah, it might make you feel a little bit better emotionally to watch a video. But unless you put this stuff into action, you're probably not going to see the results. So thank you. I love you guys, and we will talk to you real soon. Thanks.